Yeah, obviously, as a producer, like it's very collaboration heavy. Is there like a certain way you seek these out or approach?
In the past, before I actually was able to like get placements of like bigger artists, like I'll try to do the emailing thing, but I realized that doesn't work. That's never worked for me. I've never sent an email, like email the beat to an artist and they've used it. Like that never worked. But luckily, when I started, I used to I used to, you know, Sean the engineer. I'm not sure if you know him, but basically he had a studio and he had a lot of rappers coming through. So I was sending beats and then he would like play it to some of the artists. And made a few songs from there, and then basically that made me realise that it's better to try and be in the space of where they actually are, rather than trying to like email it, and because that's never worked for me personally. So I wouldn't tell anyone to do that, but just try and find a way to be in that space or to leave something there that can. Yeah, that's it. The key is to try and be in that space somehow, some way. Whether you leave it with someone or you meet them, give them a USB or something that they're gonna be able to listen to and then trace back to you as well.
So I'm assuming as well with those collaborations, like you met a lot of the artists through the other artists.
Yeah.
So who was the first one that sort of put you on?
The first one, I'll have to say Tiny Beast, because Tiny Beast literally called me and he's like, yo, I need a song with Giggs in it. I need a song, because the song ended up being The Family. But he was like, yeah, I need a song with Giggs, da-da-da. So he literally was like curating the sound for me. Like I'll send him a song and he'd be like, nah, not like this, like do it like this, da-da-da-da-da. Done probably about 10 whatever beats, and then, yeah, eventually one of them worked. And then, so that was like the first time an artist kind of brought me onto another artist that could potentially lead to bigger things, because obviously me and Giggs went on to do like bigger songs as well. But that was the first, and obviously with Tef as well, introducing me to like K-Trap and stuff like that. So I'll say mainly those two.
That's like Tef's whole thing though, innit? Like he's always been sort of, like I think it's a shame that he's not essentially like sort of hailed because his influence is that huge. He's been like, it must be like what, like 15 years now.
Yeah, definitely.
And like he's been in the background of like pretty much everyone's success story.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of crazy. Sort of surprising collaboration that you didn't expect to come out as like you approached it a bit fearful, but then like it came out like
yeah. I don't know how to answer this one still, it's a bit techie, but you lot can choose if you want to keep it in it. But basically, so
we can bleep it out if you want.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so remember being at the shoot of The Family with Giggs and Tiny Beast, yeah? I had to shoot, and I had to shoot off actually to go studio. So, and I'd send him a couple beats during that time that he was working on for his album, and then he showed me this song, and I was like, this is mad, fam. Like, he was playing out his car, and like, this is mad. And I just remembered that one bar about Van Helsing. So I used to, when I'm chatting to him, like, yo, that Van Helsing song is hard, like, da-da-da-da. And then about 2 years later, I randomly FaceTimed me with Tiny Beast, and he's like, yo, all right, easy. And I was like, yo, then he basically played a song, innit? And he was like, listen to this person in the background, and I can hear an American voice on there, but I couldn't figure out who he was, innit? So obviously, and he's like, oh, guess who it is? I'm like, bro, I don't know, innit? Obviously, it ended up being Diddy, you know what I'm saying, on that song. So that was kind of like surprising and the biggest collab, because I was not expecting that, do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely enjoyed that song. It was a big song, you know what I'm saying? It was a good song, so that was definitely like the biggest surprising one, I would say.
Yeah. That's the thing.
I don't know how you look at the
I don't know how to spin it, because like...
Do you from home usually, or do you like have your own studio, or do you like have a favourite place?
Got a set up at home or whatever. But most of the time, so most of the artists will have their space. I move around, I'll be honest.
I feel like as a listener, there are certain sort of instruments that I can relate to your sound. Like, for example, the saxophone. And then like even looking at like stuff like Zero Tolerance, and then the intro to Purple Hearts. I don't know how to word it, but there's a certain sort of tone to it that like it kind of reminds me like of like sort of like the beats that like West Side Gun goes on in a way, but like slightly like it's much more like sort of instrumental. I'd say like it sounds like people have been sat there and actually like strumming on guitars. Yeah. So it's like I was wondering, is that like what you would say is your sound?
You know what? Yeah, I've tried to ask myself that question, like, but I don't know my sound. I don't know it, but people know my sound. Like, people can hear something and say like, yeah, that's we could tell that's your beat kind of thing. I don't know. I guess I have a sound in it because it's coming from me in it, so the source of it is the same. But I wouldn't be able to like tell you this is my sound in it. I guess my influences, like sort of producers that I listened to when I was young, like Dr. Dre, Scott Storch, DJ Premier, and obviously even new producers like Metro Boomin, Southside. Like that's my kind of the hard hitting sound in it. So I guess from there, I deliver what I deliver in it. But I don't think I have a sound. But then others tell me like that's your sound. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think there's like because of that, there's an important like balance with that making like sort of music that's true to you compared to like what's trending? At the end of the day, when it boils down, it is a numbers game. But do you think that's like more important or like as important as like sticking to this essentially?
It's a bit of both, innit, at the end of the day, because if it's something that you want to make a career out of, then you need to understand it's a business. So if it's business, then you have to look at what's trending and how you're going to basically stay in that room as well as be able to reserve yourself and also keep, because essentially what you are is what makes you who you are, if that makes sense. So if you get rid of that, then you're not going to get the outcome that you're getting. You're not going to be able to give that output that is received. So I think it's a balance. See what's trending, see how you can kind of make it your own and it still be good enough or still feel good and sound good. Yeah. I try to, when I'm producing, I try to do it as, I wouldn't say as different as possible, but I definitely don't try and just follow whatever is trending. There was a time where I'd literally put on an album, sit down, quiet, like in a room alone, just listening to music, like really consuming it. And then I thought, you know what, I want to try something. I want to come out with a different sound, so I stopped. And I said I was going to do that for a month. And I think I forgot that I've made that agreement with myself. And then it's gone on until years, and I realised that, wait, like, I remember like back in the day one time, after I listened to Section 80 from Kendrick, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to listen to music anymore, and then it stuck. You know what I'm saying?
So was that like your final, like that was your retirement album?
That's, yeah, like where I've, like, because it was almost like a ritual, like I promise you, I'll turn the lights off, put the music on, just sit back and consume it. You know what I'm saying? And then I thought, nah, let me stop. So obviously I listen to music, but it's not as much as like you'd think someone who makes music does, isn't it? And I think it's that balance of being able to have some sort of originality as well in what I'm doing, rather than, because it's natural, you naturally be influenced, isn't it, by what you listen to. But I try to keep, that's my sort of method to keeping the balance, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So would you say there's like any advice then for up and coming producers? Would you tell them to use that method?
Nah. Nah, I wouldn't. Just because that's worked for me in a weird way, however it's worked or working, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. So I'll listen to what they're saying and see what I can add to it. If anything, I'll ask them, like if we're having a conversation, I would want to hear their process and whatever and maybe add to it rather than say, look, this is the manual. But nah, I don't believe in that. Yeah.